Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me set up this room real quick and then we can get started. It's May 28th. It's almost over. Right here. We got about 12 minutes till market open. I'll check out the bias. Today is Friday, so we'll see how the market does move. And then we'll decide from there whether we want to take the entry or not. Let me just send out this link real quick. All right, looks good. All right, cool. Let me let people in this room real quick. So we got about 11 minutes till market open, guys. I'll let people join in the room real quick, and then once this is all set, ready to go, we can get started. Get this link posted to you guys as well. All right, looks good. Spin this up real quick. Send that over to the rest of the groups. And one last one. So we got about 11 minutes, guys. I'll go and analyze US 30 right now. You know, I'm not sure how it's going to move today because, like I mentioned, it is Friday, and the market tends to move kind of funny on Friday. So we'll see where it goes from there. But let me go ahead and take a look real quick. Let me send this email out real quick. It doesn't take me that long to analyze US 30 anyways. Let's get this email sent out to everybody here in the group. It looks like we're good. We got about 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to post a link up to the social media. I think that should be fine. I'm probably not going to post it to the Instagram and the Facebook right now. But let's see what US 30 is looking like right now. It's 6:20, so we have about 10 minutes till market opens. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Joey. Morning, Active. Morning, Daryl. Daryl said holiday Friday too. Today's a holiday. I know Monday's a holiday. I don't know if it's a holiday where you are, Daryl. Maybe it is where you are. Let me check the news real quick because I didn't see anything on the calendar. Well, it's just for me, I just see the G7 meeting today. It might be a holiday where you're located, Daryl, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Morning, Peter. Morning, everybody. So let me just get this room set up real quick. I think we should be good. Morning, Sisu. Morning, Nico. Morning, Gallo. Morning, Emmanuel. Morning, Patricia. Morning, everybody. Yeah, I don't think it's a holiday here in the US. Maybe it is for like other countries. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with it, but holiday weekend. Yeah. No, yeah, if it's a holiday weekend, yeah, a lot of people probably pull out of the charts early on. So volatility might be really low. So just looking at, Daryl is in the US, so he's in DC. But yeah, no, he's right. It is a holiday weekend. I guess some people do get Fridays off, so they get a long weekend as well. But I mean, just looking at US 30 right here, let's see. It looks sort of bullish, not very bullish, but sort of bullish, kind of bullish here on the 3-minute too. And then same here on the 1-minute. So it looks kind of choppy here. It doesn't really look very one-sided really, from my perspective. But we'll follow through and see where it goes from here. And then we'll we'll continue on from this point. Morning, Leslie. Morning, Matt. Morning, Tam. Morning, everybody. Nico said he can't hear. I don't know if anyone else is having that issue. Nico, you might have to just turn on your volume. I think that's usually the common issue with a lot of people when they can't hear in the room. So just looking at US 30 over here, let me draw some zones real quick to see if there's any possible. There's a lot of zones around this area. And then again, right there. So market volatility is pretty low already as is. Obviously, you can see right here, it hasn't moved at all since London session. So London opened over here. US 30 has only moved about 600 pips, which is really, really, really small compared to, its normal 1,000 or a couple thousand pip move during London session. So, just like what Daryl mentioned, it is a holiday weekend, so a lot of people already pulled out of the market. Volatility is kind of low as is. So it might be hard for us to take this breakout entry on market open. We'll see. I mean, everything looks pretty bullish right now. Let me look at the Dow future overall. The Dow future overall is up 149 points, it looks like. So it looks pretty positive right now. It has a bullish bias. When the market does open, we'll take a look at the actual index over here to find the, just to see where it's sitting at when the market opens. It hasn't opened yet, so we still have some time. We got about 6 minutes till market open. But just looking at the fundamentals here, everything does look pretty bullish. It looks bullish over here on my end. On the 10-minute, it looks bullish on the 3-minute. It also looks bullish on the 1-minute. So what we have here is a bullish bias on the technical side. What we need next is we just need a bullish confirmation on the fundamental side over here. If they're both bullish and we get that bullish confirmation, then we'll take that buy on market open. And you guys just got to be vigilant, right? It is Friday. So if it does reach halfway to TP, which is going to be 250 pips, I would just pull out. There's really no point in risking it today. Today is Friday. So if I get to that point and it pulls back, I'm going to pull out. And then if I get a chance to re-enter, I'll re-enter. But you guys know how Friday is. So if you guys aren't ready for any risky trades, just keep in mind that today's going to be a risky trading day. So if you want to trade today and you can't handle the risk, then make sure to use a smaller lot size or just don't trade at all. Because this is going to be, this is going to be a risky day to trade. So we'll see. I mean, if it looks good, I'll let you know and I'll enter it as well. But I'll have to play by ear and see where it goes once it hits market open at 6:30. So we got 5 minutes till market open. Still looks bullish to me. So looking at everything here, looks pretty bullish. Bullish on this 1-minute, bullish on this 3-minute, bullish on this 10-minute over here. JC said there is news. Let me check real quick. So there's Chicago PMI at 6:45 a.m. This is going to affect the, there's a lot of news this morning. So there's Chicago PMI at 6:45, and then there's the UOM consumer sentiment at 7. So there's news this morning. So I might not even trade. Personally, I might not even trade. I'll let you guys know if I enter the trade, if it looks really good, I'll take it. If not, I'll let you guys know that it's risky and then to take it at your own, risk. So just keep that in mind. So just watch for it and we'll see where it goes. But I mean, obviously right here it looks bullish. So if the fundamentals line up with the technicals over here, then yeah, I'll just hop in real quick for maybe 250 pips to 500 pips. And then from there, I'll probably just pull out and I'll just be done for the day, right? We'll see. See where it goes from there. We got 4 minutes till market open. So we got 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I got the Dow 30 index right here. You can see everything is black right now. It's all unchanged. It hasn't opened yet. So when the market does open, it's going to confirm whether it's going to be a bullish or bearish bias for the day. But we might have to wait a few minutes as well because of the news. Michael, the Zoom was posted in all the premium groups. So Zoom is posted over here in the premium signals group. There's a Zoom link right there, here in the chat, premium chat, it's right there. And then also right here in the premium trade talk. So if you're looking for the link, it's posted all throughout the premium groups. Let's see. Morning, Lamar. Morning, John. Morning, Paul. Morning, Peter. Yeah, Paul, remind me in a few minutes after we take our opening entry about gold. I mean, I'll probably remember that you asked for it, but if I forget, just remind me a little in a few minutes after we take this opening trade. But yeah, I don't mind taking a look at gold. JJ's asking, hi, how do you determine where to take your profit? It's always been a fixed TP area for the breakout entry, JJ. It's usually set, the full TP is set at 500 pips. The halfway mark is 250. The stop loss, I use a mental stop loss. So just keep in mind, guys, I want to remind you guys that if you guys don't know what you're doing, don't use a mental stop loss, use a real stop loss. You guys just have to know where your risk is, right? For me, I understand my risk. If I'm taking a risky trade, I take a smaller lot size, or I increase my stop loss, right? Just so I can have a longer what's called a safety net, just in case. So if you guys have been following me for the past like year now, or 2 years now, even 3 years, you guys know how I trade. For this breakout entry, I've been doing this every day for the past, I think, 2 or 3 months now. So if you guys have been watching all the live sessions for the past 2-3 months, you guys would see that I use a mental stop loss. But the mental stop loss is placed in certain areas, and then it's going to be, a max loss is going to be around like 1,000 pips, where normal stop loss is going to be around the 100 pip mark, or I mean the 500 pip mark. So if you guys aren't familiar with this and you guys don't know what we're doing, then don't enter the trade. Go back and rewatch all the live sessions for the past 3 weeks or past 3 months to see how I apply everything. Because if you guys are taking this is something that you have to know when you guys are taking these trades. You can't just hop in the trade and expect that everything will go as planned, right? Because it doesn't always do that. So yeah, JJ, if you want to go back and rewatch every live session for the past 3 months. I've been doing this every morning at 6:30. So if you want to go figure out how that's been played out, just go back and rewatch all the live sessions, because I want you to actually understand. Like, if I tell you what I'm doing here, you're still gonna be like, huh, what'd you say? And then you're not gonna know what I just told you, right? So go back and watch the live session. You'll see that I do the same thing every day, and that'll help you actually understand what we're doing. So market opens in about 6 seconds. Still have the bullish bias right there. But it is bouncing around. So right here, let's see what happens with the market. Market is now open. Let me refresh this. Morning, Kyle. All right, so market's open. Just gotta wait for this to refresh. That's weird. Okay, there we go. It's just refreshed. So as you can see right here, it's very bullish, right? More green than red. Our fundamental side is lining up with our technical side here. So what I'd be looking for here is I'd be waiting for this to close above. So I can see that it's pulling down right here. But the thing with this is that it's the fundamental side is straight bullish. Like Salesforce is up 15 points. Yeah, there's no way. Salesforce covers everything. So Salesforce is up 15 points. Coke is like down like 0.1. McDonald's is only down like 1. Intel is down just 1, and Boeing's down 2. So it's going to swing back up. So right here, you can see it's coming down. Yeah, eventually it's probably going to swing back up, but I'm not going to enter yet. I'm going to wait for that confirmation. But as you can see right here, we're going to have a bullish bias, obviously. I'm not going to enter right now because it's obviously going to be manipulated. You can see right here, it's trying to drop, but the fundamentals are too strong. You can see right here, there's like no way that this is going to drop. The only way it would drop is if there's market manipulation going on, which, I mean, obviously there is right now, but you can see right there, it's starting to shift up. So we'll wait for that confirmation. We're probably not going to enter this trade anytime soon. Yeah, because this thing's still like you guys can see, right? It's dropping like crazy right here, but obviously this is being manipulated, because if you look at the fundamental side right here, there's no reason for it to drop. Salesforce is up 15 points. Amgen's up 2 points. Just one green stock here covers all the red stocks here. So there's no reason for it to be dropping. The only reason it'll be dropping is because someone is pushing it down right now. So like a whale is pushing price down right now because they want price to go down, but eventually it's going to swing all the way back up, or it should if it follows fundamentals. So we're not going to enter this breakout entry at all. Obviously, you can see right here, it's moving really weird. So it comes down to this point, but just looking at the fundamentals over here, you're going to see these fundamentals start to shine a few minutes in. So we just got to let it breathe for a bit. So you can see right here, they're trapping sellers in here because a lot of people don't know how to look at the fundamental side. They're just looking at the technical side. And they're like, oh, it's dropping. I should hop into the sell, right? It's going to go all the way back up and stop everyone out. Looking over here at the IG sentiment, 59% of people are short. So what are we going to do? The opposite. We're going to go long. So we just got to wait for this to finish its manipulation around this area, and then it's going to shoot all the way up. And this can change. It's not always going to be bullish right here. Obviously, I mean, you guys can see here, right? There's really no reason for it to go down. It's starting to shift down to the red side over here, but it's only a few stocks, and they're only down like a few points. They're down maybe like maybe like 5 points. But looking at the overall index right here, it's currently positive 140 points. That's pretty positive, and it shouldn't be dropping at all. So just keep that in mind. Here you see it slowly making its way up. So I'll just let them trap as many sellers as possible and we'll let it swing up as we make our way there. So we'll keep waiting for this. I'm probably not going to take any, we're not going to take a breakout entry. So there's no breakout entry for today. What we'll be doing is we'll just be looking for some scalps as we move along. So look at that huge wick down there, right? Huge manipulation right there. It spiked down to basically trap all the sellers. And then now it's swinging all the way up where it's supposed to go. So look at that big bullish move right there. I might hop in with a speculative buy. I might just enter a buy and then just hold on to it throughout the session, like a small lot size. But I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait a little bit. Yeah, huge wick right there. So if this closes right here, then I'll probably take this for a snipe entry. Well, we'll see where it goes from here. I gotta wait for that to close to confirm. But yeah, look at the Dow index over here. All those sellers are getting screwed right now. Because Salesforce is still up 16 points. It's up pretty high, pretty heavy right now. All right, so we'll just wait and see where this goes from here. See if you guys didn't look at the technical side and you guys hopped into the sell right here because you're like, oh, it's dropping, it's gonna drop. You guys would have gone fucked because it's going all the way up now. Yeah, I'm tempted. If this closes above, I might just enter like just like I mentioned, a speculative buy, just to or actually I'll wait for this over here. I'll wait for the 10 minutes to close. That'll probably be a better indicator for the move up, because then we'll have the rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure, and then it'll probably go up from that point. So I'm not going to enter right away. I'm going to wait to see where it goes from there. Lamar's asking, do we care about Chicago PMI? Yeah, we do. It's medium news, I believe. So that does matter. But we're going to, I'm not sure if the OPEX options expire today. I don't know, Jeff, if you know the date that they expire, because you said they expire at the end of the month, right? So Monday is going to be a holiday. So I'm expecting them to possibly close today, if that's the case. So going back over here, it's starting to ease off. Salesforce was up like 18 points. Now it's only up 12 points, but it still covers the red stocks over here. Boeing starting to go back to normal as well. So we'll see where it goes from here. This right here, this is like uncalled for. So this is why I don't enter the trade right away. I wait for it to finish what it's doing, like whatever is being pushed around this area. And then I catch it as it swings back up. Just keep in mind that we're only 6 minutes into the market, guys. So this is still opening candle right here for the 10-minute. So this is still the opening candle. The opening candle is the most manipulated candle that there is on market open. So you'll see maybe at the end, this last 3 minutes in it, at the end, it might shoot up and it'll just be a huge wick on the bottom. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. So we'll wait to get that confirmation, and then we'll enter a trade if we see one. And then if it shifts down, then we can start looking for a sell. But I'm not going to enter a sell if the fundamentals still show a bullish move, because that's just going to indicate that there's probably going to be a trap coming. Because yeah, looking at this here, it's still very bullish, right? So it's still super bullish. The index right now is up 122 points. So we still have a bullish bias here. It's just, you know, market's getting pushed around. So we'll wait. I don't recommend anyone hop into any trades right now. Just be patient. And morning, Spencer. All right. So we'll probably just wait until the news is over. Chicago PMI is going to be coming out right here in about 7 minutes or 8 minutes. So in about 8 minutes, Chicago PMI is going to come out. It's supposed to be negative news. Looks like it was 72.1 last month. This month it's 67.9. So it's going to be negative, but and that's probably what's pushing price right here. They're probably anticipating the PMI to be negative, so that's why they're manipulating price to go down. Because I think what they're going to do is they're going to trap more sellers. They're going to release bad news here, and then a lot of retail traders are going to hop onto the sell side because they're like, oh, the news is bad, it's going to have to go down, right? So it'll probably go down slightly. And then probably like 10 or 20 minutes later, it's just going to skyrocket all the way up. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, Surin said it's Friday, bro. I see them going down, then going up end of day. Yeah, I agree. No, same here, bro. I definitely see that happening too. There's a lot of traps that get placed on Friday. This is why I usually don't trade on Friday. And if I don't see something that's guaranteed to go in one direction, I usually just don't trade at all. But we'll see where it goes from here. Obviously, you guys could keep looking at the fundamental side over here. It's it's still one-sided. And Salesforce is a heavy hitter too, because you can see each stock here is worth $240, right? So each stock here is $240. So if you think about that, that kind of outweighs a lot of these right here. Like Coca-Cola is only 55 bucks a stock, so it's not really worth much. So like one stock of Salesforce covers like Coke, the Dow Index, Apple, the Apple stock, Honeywell's up like 230. So you can see that there's going to be a little bit of variation there, but for the most part, Salesforce is a pretty strong stock here. There's a lot of weight to it, and it's really green. So we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm not going to enter this trade yet because I still think it's going to swing up. I think it's just getting, or if anything, it might swing down for like the next hour or so, and then probably towards the end of the market, it'll swing up, just like what Surin said over here. Surin just messaged me. He said, it's Friday, bro. I see them going down and then up towards the end of the day. And this is what happens a lot every Friday. It's really common for this to happen. Let's see this real quick. Yeah, so Jeff just sent me a chart over here. It said TL fail and retest. Yeah, I can see this trend line right there. So yeah, the TL means trend line. What Jeff mentioned right there. He said that he drew a break and retest, but he drew that on the 1 minute. So I don't necessarily find it to be that reliable. Just because it's on the 1 minute. There's a lot of noise on the 1 minute. But we'll see where it goes from here. So I'm not going to take any trades yet. I know some people are going to try to catch the bottom. I wouldn't recommend you do that because it can keep dropping until it's done, right? So that's the first 10-minute candle right there. It's closed. Going back to the fundamental side over here, it's still very bullish. So it's still up 100 points right now. If it goes below 100 points, then that's where you can probably start to see a possible shift. But currently right now, it's still up 100 points. So if it's up 100 points and it's dropping, there's really like there's no reason behind it. Aside from manipulation and trapping in the seller. So you can see right here, a bullish candle. This might be the low here, but we'll see where it goes from that point. I'll just draw let me see if there's any zones here actually. Yeah, there's no zones there. So I'm just going to draw this right here so that we can focus on this possibly being the bottom here. Because that's kind of what we're doing now. We're just identifying the bottom. We're going to catch it as it swings back up. Since it goes in, into the fundamental bias over here. Let's refresh this again. This is why I'm trying to get a separate screen, or I might just buy an iPad so I can just have this open at all times to confirm the fundamental side with the with the technical side over here. So you can see right here, it's starting to shift up. You guys can see this area right here. This might be the low, and then it might be swinging all the way up from this point. but I'm not going to hop in yet. I'm going to wait for that confirmation because the fundamentals always lead. Like the technicals here this will trick you in a lot of instances where you think it's going down, but then it does a complete opposite. I'm sure you guys have run into that before, right? You guys enter a trade right here. Like if you were to see this right here, you're like, oh, it's going to drop because you see this big, strong sell signal here. And then you see that it's starting to shift downwards, right? But then all of a sudden it just reverses on you and you don't understand why that happens. The reason for that happening is because the fundamental side here is anchoring it. It's like the fundamental side is like a laggy indicator, right? It's kind of like an indicator, but it lags because it doesn't necessarily move in that direction right away. But it lags. It'll like charge up for its move. And then all of a sudden you see a huge breakout to the upside. So you can see right here, strong bullish candle. It's doing exactly what we thought. So I'm just going to wait for it. I'm not going to hop on the sell side. There's no point. The fundamentals are clearly bullish. So what I see happening here is it's going to eventually go up. It might not happen right now. It might not happen in the next hour or so, but eventually it's going to go up. It's 6:43 right now. The news is coming out in about 2 minutes. So we have Chicago PMI coming up in about 2 minutes right here, 6:45. We'll see how this plays out. And then we'll see how the market reacts to it. We're not going to trade news, but we're going to see how the market reacts to it so that we don't get caught in any, irregular movements here. So we got about 1 minute till the news comes out, and then we'll see where it reacts from there. Oh, gotcha. Nice. So Jeff said that oval you drew, that's point of control pivot on Dow. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I can see that too. So this is probably going to be the indication as to where it's going to move from. Nice. Jeff locked in 346. Nice, bro. So he took a trade right there, a quick one, it looks like. Jason said, I took that buy, made 700K. What buy did he take? Oh, this one over here on GU. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at everything that you guys posted overnight. Jeff said he had a 4 lot. He didn't change it to his normal lot size. It's all good, bro. Profit's profit for you. And you still have, I think, like 15 days right to pass, so you should be good. Oh, you went 1 lot, so you took a small. So Jeff over here, he locked in 346. He was supposed to take a 4 lot, but he took a 1 lot. So the thing is, he was supposed to make 4 times that profit. I mean, yeah, so you missed out on a bit, Jeff. You would have been up 1,386 instead. It's all good, man. You'll be back. All right, so just looking at this here, you can see that it's still playing around. It's still playing around this area. That the Chicago PMI news just came out. So let's see where it's at. It was actually positive. Okay, so it did the opposite. It was 72.1. They were forecasting a negative 67.9. It was actually positive, and it's now 75.2. And I'm sure they're probably gonna use that as an excuse for it to spike up, even though we already knew it was gonna spike up because the fundamentals over here are still showing that that bullish move over here. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. I mean, Boeing right here is starting to get lower. Caterpillar is starting to get lower. So looking at this over here on the sell side or on the bearish side, it's probably bearish about 5 points. It's still outweighed by Salesforce over here, still all time. It's pretty much just carrying the entire Dow index right now because it's up so high, 14 points. So going back over here, see this big bullish candle? It's doing exactly what I said, right? It's coming all the way back up to where it was originally. So this is what I mean about being patient and waiting for it to actually play out because they're trapping sellers right now. You guys don't want to get caught in that. But yeah, see, you guys can see my analysis played out perfectly. It's going all the way up. So once we get that confirmation to the upside, then I'll probably hop into a buy. I'm not going to hop in just yet because I'm not sure yet if the market's going to continue to push up or if it's going to like mess around and come back down, because that's probably what's going to happen. Let's see, Alan over here sent me some profits. Nice. So Alan actually took the buy from the bottom. So he took my advice over here. He hopped in right at that bottom where I said it was going to go up, and he's up about 3,000 to 4,000 right now. So nice work, Alan. Congrats. Yeah, Alan, he messaged me last night. He said, thanks. One step closer to quitting my job. So Alan's on his way to quit his job. Yesterday, he made about 7,000 with us here. As you guys can see, he traded NASDAQ. I don't trade NASDAQ, but if you guys have the indicators here, you guys can trade this on your own. So great work, Alan, catching that buy right there where I marked it up, right? So as you guys can see right here, I marked that up perfectly. You guys saw I marked it up. I was like, this is probably going to be the bottom and it's going to shoot up. And what happened? It shot up, right? Because the fundamentals don't lie, guys. I would focus more so on the fundamentals than the technical side. Because the technical side's cool. It's cool when you already know the bias, but the fundamentals are going to show exactly where it's going to go. Like it doesn't matter how far it was dropping. It slingshot all the way up. Like I said, it was going to happen. So yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. I'm still not going to enter the trade yet. I want that confirmation. Like I need this to be above and I needed to confirm before I, decide to take anything because the market can still play. It's not necessarily just because the fundamentals say it's going to be bullish doesn't mean it's going to be 100% bullish, right? You got to wait for that confirmation from the technical side and the fundamental side to take that trade. Because if you just focus on just one, that could be the difference between you getting in a little too early, greed coming into play. Like right here, if you entered right here at the top, you would have been screwed because now it's starting to retrace a little bit, right? Not screwed too much, but 10 pips. If you're trading a 10 lot like me, it's $1,000 right there. You're throwing away $1,000 when you could have waited for the confirmation. So I'm personally going to wait and I'm going to see where it goes from here because obviously the fundamental side is still showing me that it's bullish. It's just the technical side needs to confirm with it. Like I need them to line up. Once they line up, then I can start thinking about entering a trade. But right now, the technical side still shows a bearish side to it because right here, the trend meter is red. It's below the pivots. We have a sell signal right there or a momentum sell signal. It hasn't swung up yet. So as you can see right here on the 3, it's starting to swing up. If this swings above over here, maybe I'll probably take this or I can give it to you guys as a possible entry. I'm probably not going to take it actually because I'm not in the mood to take risky trades, especially on a Friday. So I'll probably just mark it up for you if necessary, but I'm probably not going to take it myself. So just keep that in mind. I think this right here already would have hit TP. So this green one right here broke structure right there. Yeah, it already hit TP for 100 pips right there. So if you guys caught that move right there on the 1 minute, that would hit TP. You can see right here, market's still playing, right? It's coming back down right now. Even though the fundamental side here, they're basically trapping people on both sides because what happened here is they pushed price up because the PMI news was positive. So they figured, oh, people are going to hop into that buy, right? So people hop into the buy because they see the positive news here for Chicago PMI. And then what happens from that point is they spike it back down and stop those people out, right? Because people enter the trade right here. The news came out right here. So they enter the trade right here. They spike it up a little bit and then they spike it all the way down. So depending on your stop loss, if it's too tight, you would get stopped out because if it's only 300 pips, you're going to get stopped out right here. If it's 500 pips, you're going to be close to getting stopped out down here. So I think what's going to happen at this point is just going to whipsaw around. It's going to shoot up, then it's going to shoot down. And then eventually, once they stop everyone out here who got lured into that buy, they're just going to spike it all the way back up. It's just a whipsaw move. So you guys got to be careful. That's why I said not to enter the trade yet, because the market's still going to play at this point. This is why we don't trade during news, because when you trade during news, this is like breeding ground for manipulation, right? They know people are acting off the news. So if you act off the news with them, odds of you, if your stop loss is too tight, like you probably need a wide stop loss. If you wanted to enter right here, you probably need a very wide stop loss. So say if you enter right there, your stop loss should be probably way down here, maybe like about like 1,000 pips, because at this point, it's probably not going to come down this far, right? Because the fundamentals are too strong. So the thing is, it's going to come down for a while, but eventually it's going to swing all the way back up because, just looking at this right here, it's still pretty positive. So it might swing down a little bit and then eventually it's just going to go back up. So you'd have to have a wide stop loss to have that safety net in case that happens. So like right here, we'll see what happens from this point. This might just shift all the way back up, like I mentioned right here. So just the way that the market's moving this morning, guys, I'm probably not going to take this. I'm not going to trade at all today because I don't want to get caught in any of this. It is a holiday weekend, so just keep in mind this is Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of people are already out of the market. probably within the next hour or so. When people leave the market, there's going to be no volatility and you're going to get screwed because you're going to be trapped in a position and you're not going to be able to get out because it's only going to move like a few pips per hour. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of factors that are going into this. For one, it is a holiday weekend. For two, it is Friday. For three, it's US 30, right? And if you're doing an FTMO and you're funded, this is why I don't want to take a trade if the market starts to die down, because my funded account, you can't trade over the weekend. So if I get in a loss, I'm gonna have to close out with a loss or I'll get trapped in a trade. So, because it's not worth it. If you guys have a funded account, don't like risk holding it till the end of market. I would just close it in a loss or close it for a small profit if you could. Roy's asking, from which page are you checking the Dow 30? I look on the CNBC, Roy. This is the CNBC website right here. So the index is up. So you can see right here, very bullish, right? Super, super bullish. And there you go. So you guys, did you guys see what I drew earlier? So let me see if I put it back on. Okay, so look how I drew this, right? It did exactly what I said it was going to happen. So it came down right here, it shot up, came back down right here. And, I was a little off right here, but it started to shoot back up. So there's a lot of manipulation going on in the market right now. Obviously, it's going to be a bullish bias, but there's a lot of manipulation going on. So I don't think I'm going to play with it at this point. JC said, I took a buy at the bottom and secured 15 pips and done for the day. Thank you and have a great weekend. Yeah, no, definitely, JC. You too. Enjoy your weekend. If you guys don't need a trade today, there's no reason for you guys to trade. There's like, you guys have a whole week next week. And next week is going to be NFP. So there's going to be a lot more volatility next week. So I wouldn't risk trading today if you guys are thinking about it, because it is a holiday weekend. It is Friday. And obviously you can see right here, it's not even directional, right? It's just, they're playing with people right now. They're playing with the retail traders because they're ranging it. Let's see. So they're ranging at about 600 pips. So if your stop loss is too tight, if you like to trade with this tight stop loss, you're going to get stopped out every single time. That's why for me, I use a mental stop loss, because I know price is going to go up, but I don't want to get caught in any of this, these whipsaws here before it goes to where I'm waiting for it to go to. So just looking at this over here, this just doesn't look like it's going to move directional for a bit. Yassine said, love from India, sir. Please tell me one option buying strategy. I don't trade options, Yassine, so I can't help you with that. Sorry. I only trade I mainly trade US 30, but I also trade Forex and gold every so often. Forex Trade said, you look at gold. Yeah, I do. So I'll probably take a look shortly. I mean, we're going to keep watching this to see if there's any entries here that we could possibly take, because we still have that bullish buy. So I do still want to take a trade, maybe just one, even a small lot size. But I'm, obviously I'm going to be waiting for that confirmation before I do take it. And then I'll take a look at gold for you guys. So nice Emmanuel over here locked in 250 pips. So he hopped in probably somewhere around this middle area. Or actually down here. He probably hopped in the second time it dropped over here. And then he probably caught that. So that's 250 pips right there. So, wherever range you caught that, Emmanuel, nice work catching those profits there. If you guys have profits you guys want to send over to me, feel free to send them over and I'll add them to the list. So Patricia said a little profit today, being extra careful. So yeah, Patricia over here, she's careful, but she's still locking 1,222. So nice work, Patricia. So as you guys can see here, if you guys know what you're doing, you guys use the indicators properly, you guys can trade on your own. Cheryl over here, she was trading S&P 500 and US 30 and UK 100. She locked in 2,554 in one account. So that's one account. Her second account, she locked in 1,780. She was trading S&P 500, US 30, and UK 100 as well. So nice work, Cheryl. Yeah, so you guys are doing pretty good. Great profits all around for you guys here. Yeah, Patricia said she lowered her lot size just for the for today's trading day, because it is risky, guys. So just keep that in mind. So here with the 1 minute, 3 minute, and 10 minute, it's still shifting both ways. It hasn't confirmed that bullish confirmation for the technical side, but looking at the fundamentals, it's still pretty bullish. Yeah, Emmanuel, you got to do it really quick. That's why you have to kind of know what you're doing when you enter these trades. But yeah, it moves really fast. So you have to get in and out like super quickly. Yeah, it's easier this way too. It's less stress because you just hop into the trade, you make your profit, and you pull out. You don't have to hold on to it for like hours, days, weeks, whatnot. I mean, if you like to swing trade, then yeah, by all means, swing trade. But I'm not a swing trader. I can trade intraday sometimes, but I shine best at scalping. That's why we have such a high win rate here at K2. Emmanuel said never losing no more. Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's not that difficult, right? That's why if you guys watch all my sessions for the past 3 years or so, like we win almost every day. Like we only have like a few losses a month, and that's because we're in and out of the trades really quickly. So I don't see any confirmation here at all on the technical side. It's still bearish here, but looking at the fundamental side, it's still pretty bullish. Yeah, it's actually very bullish right now. It's up 136 points, so it's pretty high. On the buy side, it's just, let me check this over here. IG sentiment, still the same. It looks like volatility kind of died down because it hasn't really been moving very much from this point. So yeah, exactly, Emmanuel. You can probably get in within a few seconds if you know what you're doing. Like for us, we were able to identify this bottom over here. So it looks like you could have bought from here the first time I identified it, and the second time for a retest, you could have bought again right there, and then you could have made profits both ways. Like right here, you could have made about 500 pips, and then again right here, you could have made another 300 or 400 pips right there, or could have kept holding on to it for the full 500 again. So you can see that big bullish move right there, and it's still pushing up as we speak. So I think I'm probably not going to trade today, guys. I already kind of made up my mind that the market's not really moving as smooth as I wanted to. So I'm probably going to trade today. I mean, I'll stay on the session with you guys for a bit, maybe like another hour or so, but I think I'm going to hold off unless like the market really shoots up. If it shoots up really high and then it gives me an entry here, then yeah, I'll take it. But personally, I think I'm just going to sit out because I don't want to get caught in this market manipulation as price continues to bounce around, even though fundamentals are super clear. Like it's up 144 points. There's no reason for it to come down. The only reason it's coming down is because they're trying to play with the retail traders today. It's up 15 points. You'll get Salesforce. This one stock is pretty much covering the entire reds over here. And it's worth more than all these stocks too. Look at Salesforce. It's up 241 per share. All these shares here are small. Dow's only $60 a share. Honeywell is 231 a share. Walt Disney's 178 a share. JP Morgan 164 a share. Intel 57 a share. McDonald's 232 a share. It's still more expensive than all of these. So it heavily outweighs all of the red stocks here. So there's no reason for it to even be going down, but obviously it is going down right here because whoever's pushing the market is pushing it down when it should be going up. So we'll see. I mean, what goes on from here, but I mean, obviously you guys can see that the market isn't moving how it's supposed to. It's supposed to be moving pretty bullish right now, but it's not. Rocky said it might be trying to hit the 50 MA on the hour. Still needs to go down a bit. Possibly, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier, Rocky. That's just, if it does go down, that's straight manipulation because there's no reason for it to go down. The US, like this whole index is based off the Dow 30 stock index right here, right? So if this goes up, this is supposed to go up too, but it's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing because whoever has like the most shares or whoever is pushing price around, they have enough to push it around, down here. But that money's going to run out at some point. So if they can't keep pushing it down, the buyers are going to outweigh the sellers. And you can see right there, it's starting to push up as we speak. Because you'll see sometimes, I don't know if you guys are familiar with there's like a movie called The Big Short. There's a couple other movie, I think Betting on Zero. There's like these big whales and these big oligarchs that if they want price to go down, they'll like sell as many as they can, or they'll get as many people to sell with them, and then they can manipulate price to push price down. But then it eventually goes up because the majority of people start to buy because they see that the fundamentals show a buy here. Like there's no reason for you to sell, and then as more buys just increase the market, it starts to dilute their control on how the market's moving. And this is the stock market. Just keep in mind. So like yesterday, someone mentioned that that it would be hard for them to push the Dow 30. The Dow 30 is actually pretty easy to move around because it's such a smaller market compared to like the Forex market, a currency, other futures like gold, stuff like that. The Dow 30 is only 30 stocks. So, I mean, it might seem like a lot of money here, but a billionaire can easily push price around if they want to. So just keep that in mind, guys. The stock market's like $1 trillion market or $1 billion market, while the Forex market's $1 trillion market. It's why like you can't really, the only time the currency will get manipulated and stuff like, the Forex market is when like there's like some random news that gets released that makes everyone want to sell it or buy it. With US 30, it's different. Like one stock can't control the entire index, but if someone just buys up all the stocks or sells off all the stocks, they can obviously push price. So we'll see. But yeah, just looking at here, I mean, obviously it's one-sided, right? It's all green. So that's why I'm still anticipating this to push up. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock right now. I think I'm not going to be trading today. I'm probably just going to sit it out. So if you guys want to trade, feel free. If you guys want to, just make sure that you use smaller lot sizes, use better risk, have a wider stop loss. And you can use less risk by using a wider stop loss too. Just use a smaller lot size. A lot of you guys don't understand that. Like you can still risk like this, just use a smaller lot size. So that you can go farther and farther into the red before before you get stopped out. Because there's an exchange there. Like you can have a smaller lot size, have a bigger stop loss, or you can have a tighter stop loss and a bigger lot size. So just Emmanuel, so let's all get funded and push price with FTO's money. No, it doesn't work like that, Emmanuel. We're trading the futures. We're not trading the actual stocks. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily work like that. So here, I'll do this. I'll analyze gold right now because we're not really trading US 30 anyways. I'll come back to US 30 to show you guys, but we'll just take a look at gold right now. Sorry, the gold move from yesterday hit full TP, or if you guys remembered, I marked this up a while back, actually. I marked it up like, I think last week, and it hit full TP right there. So Paul said, I'm in 2 positions on gold, screw US 30 today. No, I agree. Paul, you have good reason to think that way about US 30 because US 30 is just being manipulated. So anyways, let's take everything off the chart here. I'll reanalyze everything from scratch so you guys can see how I analyze charts. So I'll just put the requirements here for that strategy again. Let's hide it down there. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the K2SR indicator to identify market structure. So once we have that drawn up, I'm going to pull up the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw this right here. Actually, these connect. So that's one big zone down there. There is another zone right there. There's another zone right there. Gold's kind of messy. Let me see. I think this connects down to. Actually, let me pull that back. I mean, these lower zones are pretty irrelevant at this point because price is so far away, but it's still a good habit to actually draw these zones up so that you guys can chop up the market to identify market structure to see how it was moving, a week from today. So you can see if it's probably going to come back to that area or if it's going to break new highs. So yeah, looking at gold right here, I have all this drawn up right here. The next thing I need to do is draw the ceiling. We need an upper zone. So in order to do that, I just go in the higher time zone over here or the higher time frame. And then I get that ceiling right there. And then I go back to the 4 hour. I turn off the K2SR indicator and you guys can see here some perfectly drawn zones, right? So you can see obviously right here, price breaks into the structure, consolidates, breaks above, consolidates. And if you guys have this here, this pretty much clears everything up for you. So you know exactly how to trade. Obviously right here, you can see that there's patterns, right? It's consolidation, ranging, bullish move, consolidation. So if you can identify these consolidating areas, whenever it has a bullish move like that, you can hop into the trade, right? Bullish move, consolidation. It's the same pattern over and over again. Bullish move, consolidation, bullish move. What do you think is going to happen from this point? Consolidation, right? So eventually price is going to break above or it's going to break below. So as you can see right here, gold's already in consolidating phase. That's why it's important that you guys draw these structures just to identify what the market's telling you. So right here, we have this drawn up. If you guys want the indicators to do this yourself, it's available to you. Just go on the website, k2trades.com, click on K2 strategy course right here, and you'll have access to the K2SR indicator to identify the structure here. Because if you guys have been identifying structure with gold for the past, I guess like year or so, a lot of people here in K2 made a ton of profit off gold just by drawing this and applying the strategy here that I drew up down here, right? So looking at this right here, just applying the strategy here, it's a super simple strategy. So basically you just wait for a breaking close past structure. So if I was to replay this over here, I'll just show you an example of what we're looking for, right? So right here, after you draw the structure, you want to confirm a breaking close past the K2SR zone. So it's breaking and closing right here off the screen candle. You want to confirm the direction of momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. Right here, we have a buy signal. So with that said, we're only looking for buys, right? After that, you can enter on the open of the falling candle. So right here, you enter a long position, and then you pretty much just ride this over to the next zone up here for about 236 pips, right? So if you were to let that run, and we let that run there you go, full TP, right? And this, you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So like same situation again over here. When price breaks above again, like another time. So right here, it broke, but it broke into another zone. So this wouldn't have counted, right? You would have just skipped it because it didn't break, it broke the zone, but it went to another zone. Right here for this, it broke into another zone above. It's an open area, right? So you enter a long position right there, and then you let that run. And there you go, full TP, right? It's the same thing, the same exact strategy. So if you guys apply this strategy on gold, you would have made a ton of money just doing this like over and over again, literally just over and over again. Again, right here, same situation, price broke the structure right there. You enter another long position right here. You let that run. And I think we used a tighter stop loss. So we didn't use that wide because it was coming close to the weekend. So I think ours was like around like 200 pips or 150 pips, somewhere around there. But technically it could still continue to push up because it hasn't completed its move yet. So right there, I think we use a smaller stop loss, TP stop loss, because it was, close to the weekend. So we really don't like holding these trades over the weekend. A lot of stuff can happen over the weekend. But yeah, looking at gold right here, it still has to complete its move. It looks like it's doing a break and retest, right? Price broke structure, came down for a retest, and then possible spike back up. But we really don't know what's going to happen. Like, with gold and the US news, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the world that's happening in the world right now that could affect the market. So I wouldn't necessarily hold a trade over the weekend. I would just close out and profit if you can, and then hop back in possibly on market open on Sunday. So anyways, looking at gold right here, you can see obviously we have that bullish candle that's starting to shift up. If this happens right there, then you could probably expect it to shoot up from that point. So I'm not sure if you're in a buy, Paul, but I do have a bullish bias here for gold. Another confluence you can use is you can pull up the DXY, which is the dollar index. It moves opposite of gold. So if the DXY is going up, then you could expect gold to go down. If the DXY is going down, you can expect gold to go up. You can see right here, the DXY is going down. So what do you think is going to happen with gold? It's going to go up, right? If you guys are familiar with the basic fundamentals, if price is going up, that means that the first currency is stronger than the second currency. So the first currency here is gold. If the dollar is weak, then gold will be strong. Vice versa, if the dollar is strong and it's pushing up, then you could expect, XAU USD to go down, because that's just basic fundamentals. So my bias right here is going to be a buy, Paul, but I'm not sure exactly, how far it's going to push, or if it's going to push very much until the weekend, because it is the market's going to close in about a couple hours. So I wouldn't really mess with it, but if you're in it, good luck to you. I would definitely be looking for a buy. So anyways, back to US 30 over here. See, this is why I'm not playing with US 30 today, because the market is not doing what it's supposed to do. So like what Shawn said earlier, this is typical for US 30 on Friday. What we could probably see for US 30s, it'll probably keep messing around this area. And then probably by like 9 or 10, like halfway through the market, or even 8 o'clock. So maybe like in an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, you can probably start to see this start to shoot up like super heavily. When was last Friday? I think this happened last Friday too. Let me pull up my calendar real quick to see. So the 21st, let me go back to the 21st over here, and I'll show you, what I mean by that. So going over here on the 21st, and I think price it was doing the same thing. So like, for example, right here on the 21st, you can see that it was, if you guys remember, we were trading on the 21st and it was super bullish as well. Like the index was super bullish, right? So you can see right here it was dropping, and then all of a sudden midway through market, 9 o'clock, it starts to shift upwards. And that's just pretty much how it, how it plays out that way. Basically, right here price comes down and then it shifts upwards. That's kind of what's happening right now. It's going down slightly just to trap sellers, and it's going to shift all the way up. So like, for example, here, if you were to get trapped in the sell, it would have shot up almost 2,000 pips midway through market around 9 o'clock. It's kind of what's happening right here. So I'm not messing with it. I just don't want to bother with it because that's probably what's going to happen. It's probably going to drop for a while. And then probably around 9 or somewhere around 9. That point, it'll probably just keep dropping, and then all of a sudden it's just going to reverse because the fundamentals are still green. So there's no reason for it to drop. It's just market manipulation right now. It's pushing price down. Obviously, you can see right there. Yeah, Forex trades to the news today for USD was good as expected. That should make a strong dollar, but it didn't. Yeah, exactly. Forex trade. That's what I'm trying to get across too. There's a lot of market manipulation going on. Like the news here, the Chicago PMI was positive, but looking at the dollar here, the dollar just dropped dramatically, right? The problem with that is like, the thing is, a lot of people think when they see good news, they think price is going to go up, right? That's not usually what happens. It does the opposite. So like before, when I first started trading, when I used to trade news, I would do the opposite. So like if I saw good news, I would sell. If I saw bad news, I would buy. And I usually did pretty good just messing around like that. But that was just a gamble, right? Because it doesn't always play out that way. I mean, it was a fun way to make quick profit when I was a new trader. But now that I've started to understand how market gets manipulated due to news and due to other things, I just don't mess with it, right? That's why I have such a high win rate here at K2, because I only take trades I'm 100% sure about. I never gamble with my trades. I only take a trade if I have an edge in the market. Right now, I don't have an edge for US 30. Obviously, my edge over here would have been if this was like straight green. So if it's straight bullish, and then the technicals were straight bullish as well. If the technical side was bullish and the fundamental side was bullish, that would have been my edge, because I'm like, all right, if that's the case, price has to go up. Right now, that's not the case. Price is still messing around. So that's why I'm not really trading. I only trade when I have an edge. Right now, we don't have an edge. We have temporary edge, but not not a real one. Hey, Greg. Gotcha. Yeah, no, definitely, Greg. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. So some of you guys here are logging off now for the week. I'm probably going to log off soon too, because I just don't have anything to really look at. If you guys have questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. I can answer any questions you guys have, whether it's trading, whether it's analyzing a chart, whether it's the indicators, whether it's a strategy, whether it's FTMO, whatever you guys need help with. I'm here to help you guys. Since I'm not really trading right now, I can answer questions. But if I don't get any questions, then I'll probably just log off in the next 15 minutes or so, because I already know myself. Like you guys already know how I trade. I'm really impulsive. The thing is, if I see something that I like and it's still a risky trade, I'll probably hop into it when I know I shouldn't. And Friday's been notorious for like people losing money. So I'm definitely not looking to enter anything right now. So Donnie wants me to take a look at UJ. So let me pull up UJ for you guys. I'm gonna do the same analysis I did for this one over here. Right, Peter? It's been a long time since he's popped up. He's probably here taking the trades now. So he probably just stays quiet because he just takes the trades with us here, which is fine, guys. Like, I'm here to help you guys out. So anyways, look at USDJPY right here. I'm going to put the requirements over here again for that same strategy. So I'll just hide that down here. Zoom out from this point. First thing I'm going to do is identify market structure. So looking at this right here, looks like we have a structure down below. We have this right there. There. This right here. Let me just go ahead and scroll this up a little bit. Right, this connects right there. So as you guys can see, if you guys have the K2SR indicator, this makes a huge difference with your analysis because you don't have to go and guess where the zones are, right? A lot of people are always guessing where the zones are because there's so many places where the zones can be. But the indicator, obviously this K2SR indicator takes out all the guesswork. So as you can see right here, we have perfectly drawn structure, right? So going back to the same strategy that I was just referring to over here. Let's see. So yeah, looking at this right here, you guys can see that these are playing out pretty perfectly, right? So if I just turn on the momentum indicator right here, and we can just start from this area over here. So like, for example, right here, let me zoom in a little bit. For example, right here, if you were to, take any of these trades here, like for example, right here, or we probably wouldn't take that trade there because it's just a risky one. So like looking at this over here, you can see price breaking close past structure right there. So same strategy that I use for gold but it works for everything. So right here, we have a breaking close past structure. Right here, we have a bullish momentum signal. So with that said, confirm a breaking close past the K2SR zone. And then again, right here with this bullish momentum signal, with that said, you would enter a long position right there. And then you would pretty much ride this to the, obviously to the next zone over here for about 100 and I guess 15 pips or something like that. So yeah, with that said right there, that's going to be the setup. And then if you took this trade over here and you let it run, or your stop loss would have been wider, it would have been equal. So it would have been 115 as well. So that's where your stop loss would have been because we trade with a 101 here. So with that said, it would have pulled down a little bit, but then it shot all the way back up over here. And it would have taken some time, but eventually, it would have hit right there. And then again, right here, another entry, same situation. We have the breaking close past the structure right here. We have the buy signal right here. So with that said, if you enter that for a long position right here, you would just obviously ride it to the next structure right there for like 50 pips or so, and then would have hit TP eventually. So I'm just showing you guys an explanation of like how the strategy works and how I'm currently analyzing it. Because the same analysis is going to go from whether it happened, days ago, months ago, weeks ago. It's the same analysis both ways. So I'll just turn this off right here. Zoom out again. Move this over here. So just looking at current price over here, looks like price, it's the same situation, right? Same thing, another buy entry that's available right here. But I probably wouldn't take it because this looks like it was news driven. So obviously news happened, it spiked price up, but it might be going back up. So like right here, for example, it's a break and retest, right? Price broke structure, it retested, and then odds are it's probably going to keep pushing up. So if we were to line this up as the entry over here, this would have been the setup for this trade here, which is technically it would still be running, but I personally wouldn't take it because I don't like taking trades when there's a big breakout like this, because whenever there's a big breakout like that and it's based off news, there's usually going to be some sort of retracement. Right here is a retracement. So I'd probably wait for it to come down and then confirm as another bullish move. So once I get that confirmation, I would take that. But just looking at this, Donnie, I probably wouldn't take this trade right here. And you can see how much it's moved. Like this one candle right here, it moved up about like 40 pips almost. It's a big candle, right? Looking at the other ones over here that I was taking a look at, like for example, this one right here, right? So this one, I wouldn't have entered this either. This is a big push down. I'd probably just wait for it to retest it. And then possibly if I wanted to enter late, I could enter like down here, or I could enter over here if there was no buy signal. But yeah, just looking at UJ right here, Donnie, it looks like it looks pretty, not solid, but so I'll just pull up the index over here so we can see, because obviously there's something going on with the dollar index over here because there's a big spike right there for that. The way that we can take a look at this is we could pull up the dollar index there and then pull up the JXY, which is the Japanese index. So looking at these right here, you can see that previously the Japanese index was down and all of a sudden it spiked up. Same with the US dollar. It was up and then it just spiked down. So this might retrace. So if this retraces back up and then this retraces back down, or it goes back to where originally was going, then you could expect UJ to go up, obviously, right? Because the dollar would be stronger than the yen. But right now, the yen's stronger than the dollar because they're both getting spiked in both directions. So the dollar is going up, yen's going down, but temporarily the dollar is going down while the yen's going up. So with that said, that's why you see this inconsistency right here with how it's moving. So that's my analysis for UJ, Donnie. I wouldn't mess with it right now because it is Friday, market's about to close. But if you're wondering, I still have a bullish bias for it. Reason for that is because we have an entry currently running right here. And then on top of that, we have a buy signal right here. So momentum is still swinging up. It's just, you just got to wait for that confirmation to enter that trade. But I wouldn't enter right now because it is Friday. Plus, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the market. The Dow 30 is still moving funky over here. It's still very bullish. It's not very bullish as it was before. It's not over 100 points, but it's still pretty bullish. And then looking at the dollar index over here, it's just kind of weird how it was super bullish and then it just came down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I see over here for UJ. So let me see. Hey, Miles, how's it going? So Miles said, this is Miles, Shawn. I forgot to close out my friend's Zoom regarding marking up the zones. At first glance, it seems confusing. How do you know what to look for to mark up on the zones, please? I know you explained it, but could you show me again, please? This is one of the things I struggle with by marking up the wrong spots. Yeah, Miles. So basically for what you need the K2 indicators. I don't think you have the indicators, right? So if you have a pair that you want me to take a look at, Miles, you can give me a pair that you like to mark up and I can draw the zones for you here so that you can match them with your zones to see how they differ. That'd probably be the best. Okay, GJ. So looking at GJ over here. So I'll go ahead and do this a little slow so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. It's really simple. So here I zoom out. Here's naked chart, right? Nothing on the chart. The first thing I do is I turn on the K2SR version 2 indicator. So this indicator right here, I click that and there you go. You have the zones on your chart, right? This is kind of messy. So in order to clean it up, what I do is I'll draw my own zones over the zones here. So we got a zone down here. I just draw that down there. We got another zone right here. You can see that this zone right here overlaps with this one. So I'm just going to create one big zone. Again, right here, I'm going to draw this zone to this one right here. And then same with this area over here, you can see that they overlap. So this green zone over here overlaps with this red one. So we connect that. And then again, right here, this zone right here will overlap with this one. So I'll create one big zone right there. Another zone right here. Again, with this same situation right here, this overlaps with this one. So we create one big zone. And then lastly, this one right here, as you guys can see, there's no upper zone, right? There's no ceiling. So in order to get that ceiling, I go in the higher time frame, the 8 hour. There's nothing there. I go in the daily. There's nothing there. I go in the weekly. There's nothing there. I go in the monthly. And there we go. We got a zone right there. So we got a zone right here. And we also got another zone way up here. So I go in the 4 hour to do my analysis. I turn off the K2SR indicator, and that's how I draw my zones. So looking at this right here, Miles, you can see that we have some perfectly drawn zones, right? There's no guesswork here. Literally, you see the perfect rejections off each chart. So like, for example, here, if you're trading within this area, you would know that there is, so if I just delete this right here and delete this right here, see how perfect it is? You can see exactly when price breaks into the structure, it gets trapped within here and just ranges before it breaks above right here. So that's like one way of doing it. Again, right here. So if you wanted to look over here as well, you could even delete this and then you can see how perfect these zones line up right here, right? So this is your cheat sheet right here, because basically this is giving you a roadmap as to what's going to happen next. If you see price consolidating, what usually happens after consolidation, right? If you have this right here, so like, for example, if I had to rewind that right there and I just delete this zone and I delete this zone right here, you already got a roadmap right here, right? Because you already know price is consolidating. So what you're waiting for at this point is you're waiting for price to close above here or close below here to take that buy or sell, right? For example, if price breaks above there, and what do you know? You can start taking those buys at that point. So this is it's a big game changer if you guys have problems drawing zones. If you ever analyze anything, zones should always be the first thing you analyze. And then from there, you could turn on the other indicators. Like you could turn on the momentum indicator, right? And you'll be like, all right, price is breaking above here, I'll take some buys. Or you could use the pivots indicator and you're like, all right, price is rejecting off this point, but my bias right here is for a buy. So I could probably enter like a buy right here. And there's a lot of different tools that I have here. That's why I created these indicators, because these indicators here pretty much cover all aspects of trading that you really need to know about, right? If you have all this stuff here and you get this stuff down, it pretty much covers everything, because you have the K2SR for the zones, so you know exactly where to trade and where not to trade. You have the K2 momentum indicator, so you know exactly when to enter a trade. You have the K2SR indicator to identify the zones. You have the K2 pivots to identify the trend or the rejection points. And then lastly, you have the trend meter right here to give you that full confirmation. So you tie everything together, you pretty much have, an iron strategy right there, because you cover everything. Basically, you can have so many confluences with these indicators that they'll like almost guarantee your trade, right? That's why we have such a high win rate here at K2, because I confirm all the confluences that are really necessary to identify what's a good trade, like what's a for sure trade and what's a maybe trade. So we only take for sure trades here, and that's why the win rate's so high. But yeah, I think that's about it for that right there. I don't know if that answered your question, Miles. I think this could probably open your open your eyes to like how you should be. Well, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm saying this will definitely help you identify what to focus on. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's just got to practice, Miles. That's how you'll get better at this. Charlotte said US 30 has been stressing me out lately. Might switch back to Forex. No, not at all. I'm never going to go back to Forex. I mean, I still trade Forex, but US 30 is still what makes me my most profit. And we've had a good month so far. So like for this month so far, let's just look at the results. So the results for our US 30 for this entire year, actually. So let's see if I scroll up over here. Okay, so for this year, we've had, for May, we had 42 wins and 1 losses. I wouldn't mind sticking with Forex if that's the case. 42 wins and 1 loss for this entire month of May. We had 1 loss yesterday, so this is gonna be updated at the end of the day or at the end of the week. April over here, 42 wins and 4 losses. March, 33 wins and 7 losses. February slower, 10 wins and 2 losses. And then January, 16 wins and 11 losses. So you can see this year, it's actually been getting better for us, Charwell. I don't know if you still use our strategies here, but it's been pretty good for us here. So I'm definitely not looking to trade anything other than US 30. I mean, I still trade Forex, but obviously my main focus is going to be US 30 because that's what makes us the most profit here. So looking at this over here, see the market is still bouncing around. So looking at the index over here, it's still up. It's 80 points right now, 90 points. So it's starting to shoot all the way back up right now. So as you guys can see, US 30 is messing around. That's why I'm not trading it myself. See that? So again, right here, this might be the low at this point. But I'm not trading it, so I'm not really going to mess with it. Let's see. Miles, thank you, Shawn. Do I need to create alerts or does the indicators create them so I know when to enter a trade? I mean, it would depend on what strategy you're applying, Miles. The indicator will tell you when something's happening, but depending on what strategy you're applying, that's how you would know where it goes from there. So let me just scroll up real quick. I think we had another question from Shortstein. Shortstein said, if you're not trading, then talk about some trading psychology. What was your worst time in trading and how to overcome that? How do you keep trading psychology better? Yeah, great question, Shortstein. So my worst time in trading was probably like my first 4 years trading. The reason for that is because I was just trading off emotion, right? When you first start trading, you don't know what you're doing. When you start to make a little money trading, you start to get really excited and you just want to take every trade, right? And that actually kind of lingered until like even last year or a couple of years back. So the way I got over that was that when I started to lose a lot of money, I started to realize, I should probably not be trading as much, or I should probably only trade during a certain time period. So, I mean, up until last year, I was still trading like 24 hours a day. I was trading all sessions. And then this year I started shifting to just the US session. So I just trade New York session, like basically the first 2 hours from market open from like 6 until 8. And then from that point, I'm done for the day. But I make a ton of profit because I just go heavy on those trades during, during those first 2 hours. So my advice to you guys, if you guys have issues with trade psychology, I would recommend trading with a smaller account. Because like when I first started trading, I lost a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, I lost a lot of money my first 2 years because I didn't know what I was doing. I started studying more. Up until my fourth year in, I was still shitty. I was still losing a lot of trades. And then my fifth year, that's when I started to change because I started learning everyone's strategies. And what I did is I started developing the K2 indicators from that point. I started to pick all the best parts from every strategy that I like, and then I created my own strategies using my own indicators. So yeah, 5 years in, I mean, it took a long time for me to get to that point. A lot of lost money, but from 5 years in, I started to become a lot more profitable, more consistent. So it's all about practice. It's all about knowing what to look for. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to trade, but if you have a strategy that works, you guys got to follow it to the T, and you guys have to follow your trading plan. That's one thing as well. You guys have to follow your trading plan. I see a lot of people, they change strategies like every day, or they change their trading plan every day. It's not going to work. You have to find one that works and stay consistent to that same trading plan, trading strategy, and just master it. So, I mean, that's pretty much a basic explanation of like, what can I give for advice regarding trade psychology, but it's all going to come from you. Like, you have to actually want to change if you want that to happen. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to stop trading this way. I'm going to stop over trading. And then the next day you over trade again. Right. Yeah, it's an ongoing process, guys. You'll never overcome trade psychology completely, but you'll get better at controlling it. Like for me, I only trade 2 hours a day. So like I'm stressed out for like maybe 2 hours from like 6 to 8, not really stressed out, but I'm like focused during that time. And then after that, I just pretty much enjoy my day. So, I mean, you guys have seen my trades and my profits here, right? All my trades, I only take like 1 to 4 trades a day, but my trades almost always hit. Like these are from yesterday, right? Yesterday we took one, I hit full TP off there. I took 4 other trades here, or 5 trades, and I made about 3,823. And then again, right here, I had this right here. I had the same 5 trades that copied to my other account. I made 4,323. So I used to trade like 50 trades a day. If you guys have seen, let's see, who's here that trades a lot? Cheryl, she trades a lot. She's trying to get to that point where I'm at, where I only trade like a few trades a day. She makes more profit, consistently, but she does take like 20 to 50 trades a day. So she takes a lot of trades. So for example, here, she takes a lot of trades, big lot size, and then she just makes like a lot. She stacks up her wins, right? For me, I only take like 5 trades, but I still make more profit here. And I take a smaller lot size, right? Because I focus on a certain time, like a certain session, and I focus on a certain asset. I just trade US 30. So, I mean, there's different ways to trade, but if you guys want to get better, you just have to figure out what fits you, and you guys have to focus on that. So that's pretty much all I got to say for that right there. Roy said, how do you make a decision on your bias? By looking at the Dow 30? Is it red versus green in numbers? I mean, there's different confluences that you can use, Roy. Like for me, I use the index over here. I look at the numbers. Well, I mean, it's both. So if you just look at the green, it's not going to make a difference, right? Because you can still have all red here and the numbers are going to be less. So it's not going to be weighing things one side or the other. The numbers are what's important because they can outweigh the other stocks, right? Like Salesforce here is up 13 points. It outweighs all the red stocks here. So there's no reason for it to be red right here, right? And that's why it's shifting up right there. So that's how I use my bias for the fundamental side. On the technical side, I make sure that price is below the pivots and the trend meter matches it on, separate time frames. So like looking at this over here, this would be a sell bias for me, right? And then this would be a sell bias as well for me over here. And then this would be a sell bias here because price is below the pivots, the trend meter is red. Price is below the pivots, the trend meter is red. Same with here, the price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. However, looking at the fundamental side, it's green over here. So if the fundamental side and the technical side don't match up, then I'm not gonna trade it. If they match up, then yeah, I'll trade it because that's how my bias becomes confirmed, when both the fundamental and technical side both go in the same direction. So that's pretty much how I develop my decision on my bias, Roy. But there's other factors, that's not the only factor. So Vice President Harris is going to deliver a commencement at the Naval Academy. She's probably going to screw the market up. I'm not going to lie. She's probably going to say something about COVID, how the economy is doing well, stuff like that. And then it'll probably prop up price. So I think if you guys decide to trade, be careful because there's a lot of news coming up. Well, not really news, but Vice President Harris is going to be speaking, and whatever she says, whatever Biden says, they can easily affect the market. And that's the reason why CNBC is televising it, right? If it wasn't important, they wouldn't be televising it. So just keep that in mind. She's actually talking right now, so good luck to whoever's in any positions right now. Yeah, Big Thoughty asked, why do people think trading is a scam when it's not? And Peter said, because they don't understand it. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people think everything is a scam, right? Some people think a job is a scam because they say like it prevents you from following your dreams. It's not a scam. A job's not a scam. It's just, some people are just lazy and they don't want to do their own thing. So if that's the case, then a job's perfect for you. Same with trading. Trading is not for everybody, but if you actually put in the work, you can actually be good at it. But yeah, I mean, it's just like with everything. It's just playing sports, playing games, everything could be a scam, literally, if it doesn't work for you. Latasha is asking, good morning, what are your current settings on the K2 trend meter? So if I'm trading intraday, I use a 30-minute, 1 hour. So here's the intraday. I use 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. If I'm scalping, then I'll only use that specific time frame. So like, for example, here I'm on the 10-minute. So I just set it to the 10-minute. Right here on the 3-minute, I'm only trading the 3-minute. So I keep it to 3 minutes here only. See right here, it's all 3. So if I'm scalping, I only use one time frame, but if I'm trading intraday, I'll use different ones. Latasha. And Big Thought, he's asking, can fundamental and tech be used during Asia too? Yeah, I mean, it can be used all day. Fundamental analysis doesn't go away. It's always going to be the starting point. And then technical analysis will always show on the charts, if the market's moving. So it does work for both. Patricia said, Shawn, have a great weekend. I'm out. Yeah, so guys, I think I'm done too. It's already 7:39. Vice President Biden is speaking right now, so I'm not even going to bother with it because she could say something that'll easily spike price one way or the other. And you know how she talks, guys. She'll say some radical stuff sometimes, and it'll cause price to spike. So I'm not going to mess with it. There's no point with you really messing with it at this point. So I don't recommend anyone trade right now because this can easily come down slightly and then shoot all the way up, or it can shoot up and then come all the way down if they say something about the economy. And I know they're talking about the economy because COVID just happened, right? They're talking about COVID, they're talking about the economy, and she's talking at the Naval Academy. So, does it get any more political than that? So yeah, I think you guys should probably be careful if you guys decide to take any trades. And then you guys can, I would just call it a weekend, guys, if you guys want to. Roland's asking, Shawn, where those K2 stickers at, fam? No, I'm talking to Emmanuel here, the other Emmanuel in the group. He actually owns a marketing company. So we're going to work with him to get some merch out. So probably some because I sent him the stuff here. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we got, I do have the shirts here. That's I'm not wearing it right now, but the shirt that I normally wear, we already got these shirts made here. So we have these in black and white. So we're going to try to get this merch out to you guys when possible. But yeah, Emmanuel's going to be helping out with that. And he'll probably be getting some stickers as well, Roland. So when I get those, I'll definitely send you some. Kenny said, where do you get your info on who is speaking? On CNBC, right here, Kenny. So I was just on CNBC right here. There's a black bar. It says live. Vice President Harris is delivering a commencement speech. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it. Just go on cnbc.com. It'll be on the main page. And then you'll see it up top right here. So if you want to watch it, feel free. But I think for the rest of the day, I'm done for the most part. So yeah, no, definitely, Miles. I just saw your message right here. Yeah, no, I'm here to help you out, Miles. I know you're new here at K2, so I'm here to help you become profitable at trading and to show you guys, exactly what I do here. I give you guys a blueprint. So literally you guys have the strategy. All you have to get down is the trade psychology. So you have to get yourself out of your head and just follow what everyone's doing here, because obviously it works and we're consistent every day. So yeah, other than that, I think that's it for the week. Enjoy your weekends, your weekend, guys. I'm going to be out of town, so I'm probably not going to be able to respond to any messages over the weekend. So if you guys have questions, you guys can message me on Telegram or email me. I probably won't get back till Sunday, but definitely enjoy your weekend. Be safe. It is a holiday weekend, so there's gonna be a lot of crazy stuff going on. And then market volatility will probably be slow on Sunday and Monday. So just keep that in mind. I would be careful trading Sunday and Monday in the morning. I would definitely probably just pick back up Monday evening for the Asia session when everything reopens. So yeah, definitely guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy, be safe. Have a couple drinks for me. I'll be drinking with you guys over here as well. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will see what I'm doing this weekend. So definitely enjoy your weekend, guys, and I'll catch you guys here back on Monday. Or actually, markets can be closed on Monday, so I might not be live, or I might just go live and just go over the session. But I don't think the Dow is open on Monday. So we'll definitely enjoy this weekend, and I'll see you guys back here next week.